listening to Dad Crossing, a podcast about animals and parenting. Today we chat about Bunny Day. Again, second time for us veterans, how we celebrated the Easter holiday, and I have a fallout with Xbox. Also, joining us today, we have the Nintenbros. But first, Sean, bring us in.
Well. Samba time, baby.
Hey guys, Alex and Jake, we want to give you a big thanks for joining us. You guys are the Nintenbros. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing phenomenal. You know, I actually took a nap right before this podcast, so I'm like ready to go.
I'm sorry. I did a bad job. That is Jake from Nintenbros. Alex, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us here. Excited.
Hey man, I'm glad you're here. And the nap thing, man, that's the way to go. Let me tell you, as a fellow Easterner, that's the way. Well, Sean, you don't take a nap. You just take a coma. You know, I mean, you just take a full-on sleep. I will tell you, the second time we did this podcast, I almost didn't make it. I fell asleep, and like the guys, I woke up to like 4 Discord messages like, where are you, Nick? Where are you, Nick? And so I get super nervous now. I set like 3 alarms on my cell phone whenever I think I'm going to fall asleep now.
And we're finally out of that horrible daylight savings period where I have to get up that extra bit earlier because America's daylight savings doesn't work with the UK's daylight savings. So I had we learned that very quickly the last time around.
My wife asked me, when is everybody else's daylight savings time? And I said, I'm pretty sure everybody is on the UK's daylight saving times. We're probably just like everything else America does. We're like, nope, we got to be a little different. We're going to be 2 weeks earlier just because we can. I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked it up, but that's what I think.
I have slept through almost a whole podcast because of
that. Yeah, we thought you were just late, but you didn't mean to. You just didn't know when to set your alarm. So, guys, tell us a little bit about the podcast that you guys run, the Nintenbros Podcast.
Well, like the name says, Nintenbros, it's just us 2 bros. We're brothers, so just talking about all things Nintendo, and we thought Nintenbros is a good name, obviously, brothers. So, just anything from like Mario, Pokemon, Link, Yoshi, Kirby, pretty much anything. Just discussing questions, some fun trivia. So, yeah, that's our podcast.
And we also try to keep all the listeners updated on like what's new in our collection and like what we've been playing that week. So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that couldn't be a better segue, Jake, because that is right where we always start. Ours is what we've been playing. So, Sean, why don't you start us off? What have you been playing?
So as always, Warzone. I haven't done any Twitch streaming now for nearly 2 weeks, but that's just because work and parenting. It's going to be even worse now. Because Lindsay's on bed rest, she's properly done her back in. So she went for an MRI yesterday. She's herniated a disc, so she is out of action. So I am dad, caregiver, cook, cleaner. I'm everything. So
is she going to be able to get it better just with bed rest?
Yeah, there's nothing they can do.
Okay.
Other than chuck lots of painkillers down her neck and hope that, stay still and don't do anything. But it's quite a funny story. Very quick. I was on nights Saturday night, so I came home Sunday morning and did the whole Easter morning thing, and then with everybody. And Lindsay's in more pain than she's had a bad back for about 4 weeks, so she was in more pain than normal. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm going to go to bed now. We've done all the Easter egg things with the kids and stuff, so I'm going to go up to bed. So I went to bed, went to sleep, and at 5 p.m, my mum came into the bedroom and locked on the door and came into the bedroom. She's like, "It's time to get up." And I'm like, I wake up and I'm looking at my mum thinking, one, why is somebody waking me up? I'm an adult. I'll get up when I want to get up because I've got to go to work again. And then I looked at my mum, why is my mum waking me up? I'm an adult. My mum hasn't woken me up for nearly 20 years. And then, like, I could hear the kids outside, and I was thinking, so I can hear the kids. Why isn't my wife waking me up? And then, like, I kind of looked at them and went, what's happened? And while I was asleep, Lindsay got blue lighted. So an ambulance came to the house. They put her in an evac chair, took her down the stairs, chucked her in the back of the ambulance, and took her off to the hospital. And I slept through it all.
Are you serious?
No, nobody even came and woke me up. Like Lindsay, bless her, she was really concerned because I've got some stuff going on at work that like I've been revising for. So she was really concerned that I needed to get some sleep because I needed to go to work because I needed to do this. And I was like, so I literally woke up, looked at my mum. My mum told me what had happened. I was like, right, okay. So then instantly phoned my boss, like my supervisor at work, and told him what had happened, and just said, I'm not coming in. Sorry, I'll sort it with you later. So yeah,
it's the craziest story. I can't imagine waking up and being like, well, let me tell you what happened in the last 6 hours. Your wife went to the hospital. Your mother's watching the kids. Why don't you come down and have some pancakes, dear? It's just crazy.
I just sat there and I was like, okay, I need a cup of tea. Can you make me a cup of tea? I'll make some phone calls. So, but yeah, she needs, like, yesterday, like towards the afternoon, she could get out of bed herself and like kind of shuffle herself to the toilet and back. So that was a good start. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least. So my game playing is going to be very limited for the next week because the kids are off school and I'm like looking after the wife sort of thing. So yeah,
man, adulting.
Which is really unfortunate because the next game that I've been playing is I brought the new Crash Bandicoot game. Is it? I can't remember the name of it now. About Time? Yeah, About Time. So Crash Bandicoot About. It's amazing. I love it so much. The kids sit with me and watch me play it because they find Crash and all the animations with him and stuff absolutely hilarious. Graphically, it's as good as the reboot that they did with the End trilogy. But they seem to have got rid of the lag in the button pressing, so it plays absolutely flawless. It's so fun to play, and so difficult. So there's been lots of questions where I'm like, Daddy, why do you keep falling off? Daddy, why do you keep dying? Daddy, and I'm like, I don't know why I keep dying.
Good Dad.
Leave me alone. So yeah, but yeah, so that's a really good game at the moment. If it was cheap as well, I think I got it for like £35, which is pretty good for a full-fledged game.
Yeah.
So
you're talking this Xbox, right? Is that on Xbox?
Yeah, I'm playing that on the series. It's out on the Switch, I believe, as well.
Is it? Okay.
So yeah, and then the last game I've been playing is a mobile game called Bomb Squad Academy, and basically it's you deactivate or disarm bombs. So you go for a little bit of training, and you're just given an electric circuit with wires and switches and gates and stuff like that. So your AND/OR and XOR gates and stuff like that. So a bit of logic and things like that. And they get gradually more difficult, and they introduce more different kinds of circuits. So you get feedback circuits and stuff like that. It's quite good for somebody that's you guys probably don't know, but I'm an engineer by trade, so it's quite good for somebody that likes to do electrical engineering because you've got to start looking through things, and if you cut the wrong wire, the screen goes white and you're dead. You've blown the bomb up. So
have you ever played the You Don't Know Jack game? It's not really the same, but the bomb game on You Don't Know Jack. I think it's called Detonate or something like that.
No.
So like if the four of us played, we would all have different bits and pieces of what wires to cut and not cut. So maybe Jake would have like, don't cut the blue wire, and Alex would have like cut the third wire. And so you have to like talk really quick amongst all four of yourselves to find out which wire to actually cut to detonate the bomb. It's like the most frenetic game. People are yelling, like somebody will be like, cut the red wire. And then
for those people that are watching the video, that's the last circuit
That is nuts.
And you kind of like, there's kind of like a certain way around up here that you need to activate these switches to activate these feedback loops. So you don't send power to the detonator, but to the disarm switch. And you've got timers.
Of you who aren't watching, we'll get Sean to take a screenshot of it so you know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
because I can't describe that. There's no way I can describe that. It's a very complicated circuit. That's my description of it.
So, the game's. If you're not very good at that sort of stuff, the game could last quite a while. But I kind of sat and finished it in 2 hours. So,
wow.
But then I'm a big nerd for
circuits.
Sounds like
that's it.
Got a new career.
No. the amount of times I thought I'd got it, like followed everything around and thought, right, okay, cool. If I do this, that's going to happen. If I do this, great. So it's that way I cut it. No, I got that wrong. So, but what's really good is once the bomb's gone off, it kind of shows you the circuit with all the power going the way it's going to detonate the bomb. So you can kind of look at that and remember, right, okay. So that bit, I got that bit wrong. So.
Gotcha.
That's it. That's all I've been playing. That's all I've. Yeah, last week was a bad week, so
I would say so.
I worked 72 hours last week, and then finished off with having to play full daddy daycare yesterday.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Guys, Alex, how about you? I'll start with you. That was alphabetical. That's how I decided to do it. I was like, which one did I throw it to first? I'm gonna throw it to Alex.
No, that's fine. Not like kind of like Warzone, but I've been playing a lot of Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, and trying to just get dark matter on that game. It's sometimes pretty frustrating, but you have to, been doing with the launcher. I don't know if you guys know, but the M79, the launcher that it has a really weird scope, almost kind of like I can't remember, but
yeah, it's a drop scope, isn't it? Because you've got a gauge.
Yeah.
The angle,
that's it.
The drop scope.
Yeah, and then you got to, get long shots with it, get everything with it. So just very kind of grindy there, but it's still fun. So,
you're running 24/7 Nuketown to get all those. You just kind of
for the long shot. Yep, a lot of other stuff too, but yeah,
I was doing the same with. I unlocked that new crossbow, so you had to get 3 one-shot kills with a gun with no attachment in 15 different games. So I did that the other week.
Oh yeah. Some of the camos are just kind of challenging. Like the first one was get 30 eliminations, but then you get 50 long shots. So this is really line up to where all the other camo challenges are at. It is what it is.
I just want to make sure I understood you right, Sean. You have to get 3 one-shot kills in one game, and you have to do that 15 times.
That's right. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I knew how much I was never going to get anything like that. I'm lucky if I can get 3 kills like that on one shot. I don't even know what that is.
It's easy. It's easy enough done if you play the 24/7 Nuketown is it's such a small map that you're constantly loading back into the game so fast and respawning. And then if you play it on hardcore, you can get 1 shot, 1 kill with a pistol. So it's just a lot of grinding. Like Alex is doing these now.
In this particular game, you guys are talking about Cold War, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this particular game, you respawn back in the same game? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not like Fortnite or Apex where you're...
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're out and out. You get killed.
I've never tried to do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you went out and down for the count and you had to do those same things, I don't know how you'd get it. But yeah. So that's Cold War. I've also been playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time, if I'm saying that all correctly. Older game there, but pretty enjoyable. You get off to kind of a rocky start. They put you on the first mission, and that's all easy. You're battling with your buddies, and then you battle some guys. They're very easy. You level up, and then you go on to the next one, and it's they do 15 damage to you, 26 damage to you, just crazy. So it's a little grindy at the start there too, but not bad at all. Still really fun.
So is this a DLC of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Because that's the Switch game that came out a year ago.
Yeah, no, this is a DS game, and there's like three kinds of it. I don't know which one came out first.
Okay.
Well, no, I think they were all the same time. Because there's darkness, there's time, and there's sky, and they're all kind of the same, but sky kind of brings them all together, if that makes sense. Okay. And
this did release on the Switch, though, right? Didn't it, or a version of it?
So the Mystery Dungeon, I think it's called like EX or DX. That was the one that released on the Switch. And that's just a remake of Pokemon Red Mystery Dungeon or Blue Mystery Dungeon, which were the first installments for the Mystery Dungeon series.
Yeah, Rescue Team DX. Okay. All right, cool. Sorry. I knew I had heard it on the Switch, so I was just confused.
Yeah, that one's on the Switch. But Time and Darkness, those are DS ones, DS games.
Yeah. All right. And then the last game I was been playing is called Gnosia, and I bet Jake can tell you a little more about that, like in depth. But basically, it's just like single player Among Us, and it's pretty fun. You know, there's a whole lot of aspects to the game, and there's even like an in-depth storyline if you're really looking into it. So really cool there. You know, I still gotta get further into it, but yeah, pretty cool.
That's interesting. I'm a big Among Us fan, so I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. Really fun. Jake showed it to me, so.
Yeah, I actually learned about Gnosia because I listened to like the NVC podcast, and they were talking about that, and one of the podcast people just suggested it. They're like, yeah, that's a really good game. So I picked it up, and it's weird because usually I only play like first party titles, and it's usually like Mario or like Pokemon. So trying Gnosia was really weird at start, but I ended up really liking it. It's basically like what Alex said, Among Us, but single player. That's cool. And it's cool because you can like level up a bunch of different stats, and it was fun. I like grinded that game for hours for like so many nights. I honestly can't believe I played it so much.
Yeah, I'll have to look at it. That sounds interesting. So it's got like RPG elements where you can upgrade your character to get better at whatever you're doing.
Yeah, there's like 6 ways you can upgrade your guy. It was like charisma, logic, stealth, and then like 3 others I can't think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I got you. But yeah, that's cool. And what else for you, Jake? What else have you been doing?
So me and Alex are playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, and Explorers of Darkness. He's playing the Time version. I'm playing Darkness. Okay. And I'm playing that right now. And later in the month, we're going to do like an in-depth review on our podcast about like the storyline and such. So right now I'm just going through it.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. How long do those games take normally?
They're not terribly long. Blue Rescue Team probably took me like 20 hours worth. Okay. I think Darkness is like a little longer. I'm going to guess it's like 24 to 30 hours worth of playtime. So
nice. Well, that's cool.
Gives you your time's worth.
Yeah, for sure. So. That's cool.
Well, yeah, that's all I played. I grinded Gnosia for way longer than what I probably should have. And I started playing Explorers of Darkness.
No, it's good though when you find a game like that where you're like, you just don't. You think you're gonna just like drop in and drop out, and you're like, oh crap, look at what I just did.
Yeah, it was definitely a hidden gem.
Yeah, that's cool. It's good on NVC for calling it out, which does make sense though because I listened to them, and when I saw it on the doc, you guys put it on the doc, I was like, that sounds familiar, but I don't know what it is like, and I'm sure that's probably where I heard it from, and just stuck in my brain. Mm-hmm. So I've been playing all different kinds of things. I didn't play this one for very long as it's a beta, just came out. Knockout City. It's like dodgeball, and they call it dodge brawl because you can tackle your player, you can tackle other players, you can this is really hard. It's like dodgeball in Fortnite had a baby, and this is what came out of it. I mean, it really has Fortnite type style graphics, kind of cartoonish, you know, where this just kind of feels that way, except you're throwing these dodgeballs at it's 3-on-3 is what it is. And the match I liked the most was the first person to 10 hits. So you grab this ball, you can find dodgeballs, you can pass to other players, you can supercharge. They have special balls like a moon ball, makes you jump taller. or jump higher. And there's a football, which is like a sniper dodgeball, which is pretty much like you can't catch it. But it's just like in dodgeball where if somebody throws it at you and you can time it just right, you can catch their throw at you, and then it charges the ball even more, and you can throw it back at them or choose not to. Man, I just downloaded the beta. I saw it on, I believe, Direct, I think, and I thought it looked really cool. And I heard that the beta was coming out, tried it, and I absolutely loved it. The beta's over now. It comes out on May 21st. I'll download it right away. 2 issues I did have with it, not really. The one's not really an issue. It's more of like a question. One, how are they going to get money from me? Because I think it's supposed to be a free-to-play game. So there's going to be microtransactions or I don't know, a season pass or something. So I really wonder how they're going to do that. And 2, my son can't play, which is very frustrating to me. He's 7 years old. And the only way I can get Noah to play is if I lie to EA and say that he's 13. I mean, like, give me the ability to make that call. So, like, Among Us just had an update to where I had to verify his account and say that I was okay with him playing online. I'm good with that. That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of parents that aren't, like, watching their kids' accounts. That's fine. But I don't know. Like, it just really frustrated me. I played it first at work because I really didn't know how, like, if it was going to be somehow gruesome or somehow too mature for a 7-year-old. But I was like, oh no, this is great. Like, there's nothing in here he can't see or do or anything like that. So I was like, let's do this. And then we started down that road, and EA just won't let you play unless you're 13. So I get that for some games, but like, and maybe they'll change it because right now the rating is pending. Like, they don't have an ESRB rating at the moment. So maybe if they get an ESRB rating and it's low enough, they'll allow, Noah to play. But at the moment, that was pretty frustrating. Second game, I'm reviewing Story of Seasons. If you're a Harvest Moon fan, this is the game to play. Well, actually, Stardew Valley is the game to play. But if you've played Stardew Valley too much and you're tired of that, this would be the next game to play. I don't think it's it doesn't reach Stardew Valley level. Like, I don't know that probably ever get a game. I'm sure at some point we'll get a game. We'll be like, that's that kind of gold level. But it's way better than Harvest Moon. So I can try to explain this real quick for anybody who's listening who cares. But Natsume and Marvelous used to make Harvest Moon together. They split off a while back. Natsume still makes Harvest Moon games, and they're horrible. And Marvelous now makes Story of Season games, and they're actually pretty darn good. And so I'm reviewing that. I'll have a review out here shortly, but I mean, you can buy it right now. I think it's like $50 on the eShop, and it's your normal farming sim. I mean, it's not doing anything like groundbreaking in farming sims, but if you like farming sims, it's a very competent one to get. Moving out, and I blame this all on our brotherly podcast, Dads After Dark, because
brotherly.
If I say sister podcast, so you're gonna get all they do to start this whole thing again, and I don't want to start the whole as a sister, mother-in-law podcast. I don't know, whatever they are.
They're just a bunch of girls.
Great. Now you've started it again. Good job. And so yeah, Drew wouldn't shut up about this game, so I was like, oh, I guess I'll download the demo, and then like I was like, oh, it's okay, and my son's like, I love it. You need to buy it. I love it. And I was like, no, but then we were having so much fun and somehow I bought it. And now
I think
we're
it's free.
To it.
If you wanted to kind of a gentle introduction to Xbox with Noah, I think it's free on Game Pass.
Yeah, I don't, but thanks. Noah still doesn't know the Xbox exists down here in the basement. And who knows when he actually will. So we bought it on Switch, and we are actually having a ton of fun with it. It's great. It's great that you can break all the windows and still like get a passing grade. Like, that's great. I never bought it because I really thought it was going to be pretty like, don't break the windows and don't do this and you got to get around everything. And I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with that kind of stuff. But the fact that, I mean, there are those missions in there about like, do move all this stuff out and don't break a window. But initially, if you just want to play the game and get through it, you can break all the crap, and it's a ton of fun. And Noah absolutely loves it. He's like, that's pretty much what he does. The first thing, he just throws crap out the window just because he can. And then
best way to move.
Yeah, that'd be great. I've never tried it, but if I ever get rich and I can just replace stuff, that we'll definitely give it a shot. And the last thing, I played the Starship map. Speaking of Among Us, on Among Us, and it's really difficult compared to the other maps. Like, you start in different spots. There's like ladders and stairs, and there's a lot of little rooms. So like if you are, it seems, and I haven't played it a ton, just a couple hours, which probably like, I don't know, 5-10 missions. If you are the imposter, it seems to really favor you over some of the other maps, which are very open and you start in the same area, and it's harder to get people alone. But man, this one, I found myself like in rooms where I didn't want to be. I just wanted a friend. There wasn't anybody around, and so it's a very fun map, and I'm interested to continue to move forward with it and try it a little bit more. You see the ins and outs.
I actually I was watching my girlfriend play that, and we got stuck on trying to do some of the tasks. Like, I don't know about you, but like the tasks, like they were so difficult at first, like putting the records in order, I think it was. I had to like ask other people, like, what am I doing? Because I had no idea. You had to like click on the table that had the record and then put it in the shelf and then go back to the table and then put it in a different shelf. And it was confusing.
Yeah, no, I would agree. But I do appreciate that they've branched out and done some new tasks. But yeah, I had issues. I grabbed all the guns off the table. There's this one where you're supposed to rack the guns. I grabbed all the guns off the table, and then I was running around the room. I was like, where am I supposed to put these things? I apparently have all these guns. Where do they go? And then I finally clicked on the right area. Also, the plunging of the toilet, that's fantastic. Makes me laugh because I'm still a 5th grader at heart every time. So I really, really love that. No, I appreciate the tasks, and I'm having a lot of fun on that one. Anything else there, Sean?
No, that was what between us have played a very good mix of games.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. But now it's time to talk about the animals in our lives. Welcome to Isabel's morning announcements, and there are some announcements this day, or this podcast. The first is there's the return to Bunny Day, the first holiday that had its second go around for New Horizons. Sean, did you partake in this second year of Bunny Day?
I bought 2 of the new items, and that's about it. I literally I've got PTSD from the last time. So as soon as I saw eggs on my trees, I was like, oh no. So no, I've not done much. If they'd have done a really good job the last time round and not kind of like made it,
See,
it kind of overlapped the start of the game, and like you were so busy finding fossils and
that's true.
All the excitement of trying to do the game to start with, and then like they smash this Bunny Day in, and it's like,
We got a title for the podcast now. Smash the Bunny Day in. I agree that made it, just the collision of those two things, the smashing of those two things made it really difficult. I did it full on. I did it all again. I got all 5 of the items in Nook's Cranny. I didn't have any more DIYs to get. I had them all. I even went back in on Sunday and got another bunny wand just because I could, which, by the way, is the funnest thing. You walk up to Zipper, and Zipper's like, hey, if you do all the DIYs, I'll give you something special. goodbye. And then you just like click, you immediately interact with him again. And he's like, you created all the DIYs. Here's a funny one. You don't even have to do it. You don't have to like create them again or anything. You just gives them to you. So Alex, did you do anything in Bunny Day?
Oh, see, here's the thing, right? I loaded up my island for I actually left my Animal Crossing little, I don't know what to even call it, little chip, I guess.
Oh, the game card?
Yeah, the game card. I left it at my friend's house for like about a week, and I got it back, and I went to record a YouTube video, like an update for it, and I got on, and the first thing I saw was eggs on my trees, and the first thing I thought in my mind, I was like, oh no, not this again. I don't want to see Zipper. I don't want to see him. He's scary. Don't like him. And I loaded up, and I dropped the eggs from the tree. I collected them. I talked to Zipper. He gave me a recipe, and that was it. I went on my normal life, and I was like, okay, that's fine. I don't need anything from the Bunny Day. I can live without it.
I'll come back April 5th when it's all done. When Zipper's I gotcha. See, I'm not a Zipper hater. I don't know. I just don't mind him. Like, he doesn't. I don't think he's as creepy as everybody thinks he is. But I don't know. Maybe I'm creepy. So, Jake, did you do anything with Bunny Day?
All right, so let me tell you about that, because so you guys know that I actually haven't played Animal Crossing for what's probably close to a year at this point, but as Easter was rolling around, I made a mental note to absolutely not start playing again. I knew it was not the time.
And
Easter's not the time.
We're all safe now.
And I knew you hadn't played, but I thought, there's this gigantic elephant in the room, and if I just don't call on you through this entire section, people are going to be like, God, that Nick guy just totally just like ghosted Jake the whole time. He's a real jerk. So I thought, well, we just might as well get the elephant out of the room. So
it's a common theme when we have guests on the show that we do throw them under the bus a little bit. So. Sorry.
Come on to Dad Crossing, where we'll throw you under the bus. We're great. What pushed you off of Animal Crossing? Can I ask that? Like, what was the thing where you're like, I'm out, I'm done, I'm on to something else?
That's kind of interesting. So, I actually never really played Animal Crossing until New Horizons. Like, my little brother kept pushing it and was like, this is a great game. And I watched him play and saw his island a little bit, and then I gave it a try. And then I was actually into it for maybe a month or two. Sure. But I think just the repetitive nature and just not having a clear goal in my mind on what to do just made it a game that I just put aside.
Yeah, you just move on to something else.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you put a month into it, that's a fair amount of time to put into a game.
Yeah, I remember I was definitely on it for a month, each day, because I was, let's get the Nook miles, let's get all daily achievements, let's dig all my the bells up.
Yep.
Yeah, I woke up from text multiple times at it was in the summertime when, I didn't have school and quarantine and everything. So I'd wake up at 11 a.m., 12 noon, and I'd see a text from about, hours and hours ago and be like, hey, what's your turnip prices? Yeah. I'll be like, really? This early? We're already at
I was all on that.
So
the stock market, I loved what they called it, the stock market.
Yeah.
Clever. So cool.
Yeah, Sean was the man. He was doing the stock exchanges or the stock exchanges like no one's business.
Yeah, I was all over the place. It's funny that you're saying, I had to wake up for school and stuff like that during quarantine. So I was waking up for work, still working through quarantine, and I'd be checking in on a Switch, and Nick would be online, and it's like, Nick, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, man. He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now. Right.
There were quarantine days, man, where I'd be like, wow, it's 4 o'clock. So if I just wait another hour, I just see what the new day holds. Why not? I mean, man, there were some low sleep days.
Oh yeah, I remember staying up and doing. I don't know if any of you guys did it, but Tarantula Islands at the beginning of the game around in April. Yeah. Oh yeah, I would stay up till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. just doing Tarantula Islands, and then planning I don't know what to call it, but placing all the bugs right outside the shop so you can go back and get another batch.
Yep. Yeah, man, that was good. Good. Unfortunate quarantine times, but Animal Crossing definitely made them better.
Yeah.
So we are in cherry blossom season, and I'm very excited that we now are in cherry blossom season and not Easter season. Not that I have an issue with Easter season, but the fact that that half of cherry blossom season is taken up by Easter season, which I guess it's not always. It depends on when Easter falls. But in this particular instance, it's really hard to get these recipes when, half the balloons are eggs. So, Sean, do you have all the cherry blossom DIYs?
No, because the Bunny Day event last year took over everything. I kind of missed the cherry blossom thing altogether. I didn't go around catching them. I didn't do anything at all. So this time around, I'm catching the cherry blossoms, and I can't figure out where to get all the DIYs from. So
they're all in those gosh forsaken balloons.
Cool, right? So I've given the balloons a wide berth because of the eggs. So I'll make sure I start hitting them up.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I did like a check on mine. I'm missing 3 DIYs. I knew I was missing some. I was missing 4, but I just got the cherry blossom pond stone. So now I'm missing 3. So, and you only have 4 more days. Like that's it to get the. Oh. I mean, it ends April 10th. I thought it went to April 15th, but it actually ends April 10th. I mean, unfortunately for our listeners, post on Saturday. By the time they listen to it, be done. So it's just crazy that it's that short. And so I'm gonna see if I can get these 3 final recipes, because that's kind of my goal, is to really like 100% my recipe thing this year, to get all the DIYs. So we'll see if I can make that happen. Alex, what about you, man?
Yeah, I started a new island recently, so from the ones I got last year, I just don't have it anymore. But I remember last year also I got on like the back end like 2 days and didn't get that many. But now that I know there's like only a couple days left, I got to go on there and get some recipes, because I do not have any, I don't think.
Nice.
So
yeah, that's where they're all in balloons. And for those who are listening who maybe didn't make it through the Christmas, or didn't listen through the Christmas debacle, balloons drop on so they'll drop at like 104 and 109. A balloon will come through your island, or has the chance to come through your island. Let me rephrase that. Has the chance, but may not. So like 104, 109, 114. 119. So on every 5 minutes, starting at the 4th minute of an hour, you have the possibility of a balloon. They'll during the day they'll go one way. It depends on your island, so you just got to kind of figure that out for yourself. And then during the nighttime they come from the other way. So that's how that works. If you're like, I got to figure it out. Also, Alex, you should come over to my island, because I have like 60 DIYs that just like hanging around, and you're more than welcome to them all. So they're nothing special. That's why they're kind of hanging around. But if you just started, they may be ones you don't have. So
thank you for sure.
Yeah, man. So that's cherry blossoms. Nook Mile achievements. I got the diving Nook Mile achievement. So I collected 2,500 diving creatures. Yeah, so I got that taken care of. Also, I know we'll talk about this at the end. We have Seth from All In Podcast coming on the show next time. And Seth, if you're listening, I don't like you. I missed one time of Gulliver. Okay, one time where I fell asleep when I was terraforming. I fell asleep and I woke up and it was like 5:05 and I was like, no, and I didn't get Gulliver. And so Seth posts, like, I got Gulliver the day he did, and I was like, I saw Seth's post in the morning that said like, I got the golden shovel, and I'm like, I got the golden shovel. I bet I do. Nope, I don't. And then I remembered that one time with Gulliver where I put off like digging up his stuffs because I was terraforming. So I predict that by the next podcast, I will have the golden shovel, which means I will have all of the golden items, and I will get the final Nook achievement for that. All the golden. And I'm just kidding. Seth's a great guy. We can't wait to have him on the next podcast. I'm just jealous. So
I don't have anything golden, so.
Well, yeah, if you just started your island, that would make sense. All you really got to do is just be like Sean and just slam like 100 axes into a tree, and you'll have the gold.
Oh, I've been doing that. I collect wood all the time.
Yeah, so you'll have that axe before you know it. Sean, do you want to announce who our Mario contest winner is?
I do, because it was a fantastic submission. It was by far my favorite with to making it look more like a Mario game. So it was the island, jumping from like island to island. So massive congratulations to Hey, it's Chad from our Discord. He's also been on the show. So congratulations, Chad. Me and Nick, after this podcast, we're going to be chatting about what we're going to do regards the prize, and that should be coming to you very, very shortly.
Yeah, we want to give everybody a big thanks. Solo Something, Hambone Johnny, and Chris HL94. They all were part of our contest. We thank you guys for submitting. We appreciate you taking the time. They were all great. I thought the way that Chad integrated Animal Crossing items and Mario items together was a really cool design aspect. So I can see why he won. And I really appreciate everybody being part of it.
Yep. It's nice when we do stuff like that and people get involved, and it just shows how much people are listening, and B, how great the community is that we have with Nintendo and stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure. We appreciate it. And one final thing happened since the last time we had a podcast. There are Nook points. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, that's it. Just don't forget to get in there every day. So
go ahead. Yeah, you explain it, Sean.
If you're a Discord listener, I have been trying to, by like 9 o'clock UK time every day, put a reminder out for everybody to log on and do it, because if you do miss them, this is a one-time thing by all accounts, and it's very limited. So if you don't collect all the points and you don't get the items, it's going to be one of them things that you probably won't ever be able to get again. So yeah. So basically, use your Nintendo Online app on your phone. If you go on there, you'll have a little area now that says Nook Points. It'll alert you that it's been updated. Just click on that and then click Collect My Points. It's a gamble. You'll get either 10, 20, or 30. I think I haven't seen a multiplier higher than *3 yet. So
yeah, that's as much as I've seen.
So, and the items you can get on there. There's a door plate, a little like Aloha Animal Crossing Switch-like case or Switch case, and then you've got posters collect of Nook, Isabelle, and the Nooklings. So. And
they're the actual framed pictures. So, like if you're an amiibo collector, you can get the posters by clicking the thing. These are a little different, as in their actual like the pictures you get from villagers after they really, really like you or whatever. Or you've robbed them enough with enough gifts, let's be honest.
I can imagine Frostickles will be all over this, because he's a big collector of the posters and the pictures. True. So
yeah, he was all about that. So I will say I had a conversation on Twitter, I believe, about, I just posted out there. I was like, I don't understand, why is Nintendo doing this? And sorry, I don't remember who it was. But somebody came back and said, well, you can't get on the NSO app unless you have NSO, unless you have Nintendo Switch Online membership. So this is kind of a way that they might be trying to get Animal Crossing members, whatever small. Nintendo knows the numbers better than any of us, right? They're the one that has the metrics. Maybe they see a place where is a group of Animal Crossing folks who don't care to travel to people's islands. They haven't hooked up with that way, and they don't plan to. But maybe they're trying to see if they can eke out some more memberships in this simple way by just doing some Nook points. I don't know, but that's the only reason I can think why they would want you to go to this Nintendo Switch Online app. So, but it's very strange to me. That's the only thing I can think. Anyways, that is the end of Isabel's morning announcements. Sean, let us head to the dad corner.
Right, welcome to the Dad Corner. In this episode, we're going to talk mostly about Easter stuff and the fun that we had around Easter time, kind of keeping fit with the bunny day aspect of Animal Crossing. So this year it's been quite funny. Like Logan, my youngest, he's free. That's just for you guys. I think everybody that listens kind of has heard me talk about Logan so much now. He got right into Easter this year. He's like super excited to the point where he even left a carrot out for the Easter bunny.
I love it. Love it.
So that's now going to mark a new tradition for us. With it's like we are going to every year leave a carrot out for the Easter bunny. But like Lindsay went really because I was working, she went really like overboard. Well, not overboard. She outdid herself. So she left like little clue. Last year she left loads of little clues and stuff because it was it was in lockdown and Logan was 2 and he was first toddling and stuff like that. So like she left loads of little clues for the kids to like pick up and find and then to go and hunt. So this year she kind of just left a basket at the top of the stairs for him and it, like a little sign saying take your basket and find all the sweets. So as he went down the stairs were like little fluffy like toy chicks and stuff like that all over the place and little boxes with sweets in and things, and he kind of followed that all the way down the stairs and then it led to like his little pile of eggs and stuff like that. But yeah, he was so excited. It was ace. Like he tried like Christmas. He was like I was taking him up to bed and like carrying him up the stairs, and he was like, "We need to get a carrot. We need to get a carrot out of the fridge, Daddy. We need to put it down." And it's like, so
that's awesome. Yeah. My Noah was really into it this year as well, and I do something actually really similar, except I use jelly beans. My wife would probably much rather me use fluffy toys because inevitably when my kids wake up, they like eat the jelly beans that are off the floor, but it's just too much fun. So I make a trail of jelly beans from their bedrooms to, well, at this point it was the back door. So I make that trail to the back door where the Easter eggs are. But yeah, we woke up and most of the jelly beans were gone because, they were just kind of like picking them up, following them, eating them, I'm sure. And my wife was like, they ate them off the ground. I'm like, nah, it's all right, But yeah, I think they had like, I don't know, too many eggs for 2 kids, that's for sure. Probably like 60 eggs we had. So we go out at night. I make these signs, these Easter bunny signs, with like arrows, and it's like the Easter bunny says like "Happy Easter, thanks for being a good girl or good boy," and it points to the direction of where their like specific egg hunt is, and then we hide all the eggs, and then it's just, yeah, and our kids absolutely, yeah, it's right up there. It's getting right up there with Christmas, quite frankly.
Yeah.
They absolutely love it.
Usually we go to my mother-in-law's because she's got like a really big back garden, and my sister-in-law used to live next door to her, so like they had adjoining gardens. So like we used to, before lockdown, that's where we used to go. We used to like take the kids there, and like Lindsay's mum would like do a full like shebang of like we'd have a barbecue, and like she'd do a full Easter egg hunt for all the kids in the back garden, and it was really good. So like we're trying to keep up with that level of excitement for Easter. For Easter during the pandemic. So, but yeah, it was just nice to see. And like Logan's got a milk and soya allergy, so he's not been able to have any normal eggs, like Easter eggs. So we found loads of like milk-free eggs and stuff for him, which has been really cool. So he's like, last year there wasn't a right lot there out in the market in the UK for Easter eggs for kids that suffer with milk and sour allergy. So he had a lot more jelly sweets than anything else. But this year, like, there's been a really big boom for it, and it was really cool. And then Lindsay got these little boxes that, like, you take the lid off and the sides fall down, and there's another box inside. So like, she spent lots of time filling them with little sweets and stuff for the kids. But yeah, it was good. It was like, for how long it lasted, because like our Easter obviously went from like, I came in, did the Easter egg hunt with the kids, like ate some chocolate with them, and then like I went to bed and woke up and all hell had broken loose. So Easter wasn't the usual Easter for us, but it wouldn't be a holiday that we'd celebrate if somebody didn't end up in hospital or something crazy like that.
So guys, we know that you're not dads yet, but what is your what is your favorite Easter tradition or Easter memory, or what? I don't know, whatever you want to give us, whatever you want to chat about in Easter.
Easter tradition, every year that I remember growing up, we always painted eggs, and I always thought that was mad cool. I kept the tradition going even since I moved out and been on my own. I always paint eggs just because it's one of my favorite things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you do the egg dip thing, or do you like do paintbrush like painting?
Egg dip. You can, egg dipping for sure. And then sometimes we get like more custom stuff. Like we got a galaxy themed one this year. Nice. And I have like a galaxy themed egg with like little stars on it, and it's cool.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think around, we grew up together, so around the same thing, but also, I don't know if you guys do it, but or hide it, obviously. But I used to find, the big Easter basket with all the stuff inside, and that's always like the best part of being a kid and finding the big basket with all the goodies and all the chocolate and all the jelly beans. So all the good stuff in there, Yeah. Also, just having Easter dinner tradition. So yeah.
Easter, what do you guys do for Easter dinner? What's our normal Easter dinner tradition?
Usually we have ham and we go to our grandparents' house, or they come here, but usually we have ham, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce. Can't think of anything else. I'm sure there's more, rolls, that kind of stuff. Great dinner. It's always great dinner.
Oh, that's so cool. He's showing us, is that the Mario egg? The Galaxy egg, I mean?
Yeah, Galaxy egg. Yeah. It's not Mario, but
yeah, Galaxy. Yeah.
Well, it looks like Mario Galaxy, so
yeah.
Oh, it's really cool.
Thanks.
So ham for Alex. What about you, Sean? What's your normal Easter dinner?
See, Easter is usually the start of the good weather in the UK, so it is usually a barbecue. It's like. Well, it snowed yesterday, so it snowed here in the UK yesterday. For like literally, we had a flurry last night. What was I doing yesterday? I was cooking tea for me and Lindsay, and all of a sudden I just heard the kids flying down the stairs. Dad, it's snowing! I was like, what? I looked out the window and like literally had a half an hour of flurry of snow, and like because it was still, it'd been quite a warm day, and as the sun was going down, it started snowing. Like Logan literally just ran outside in jeans and a t-shirt and straight onto the trampoline and was just bouncing around with all the snow landing on him. We would like absolutely loved it. But usually for us it's a barbecue, so like burgers, sausages, chicken, like Greek salad. It usually marks the start of the barbecue season for us in the UK. That with like the sun shining, we have like blue skies, all the grey and misery of winter's gone, because it's very rare we have days like that. So yeah, but I think this year, let me think. I shared a pizza on the bed with Lindsay after I picked her up from hospital, and the kids had like basically a freezer tea. So
what is it? Wait. What is a freezer tea?
So like chicken nuggets, potato waffles, basically anything that you can like you put in the freezer. And so.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you.
A freezer tea.
Freezer tea. Okay, I'm looking.
Yeah. So my mum had to cook for the kids because I was still asleep. So like my mum just literally went in the freezer and she just made them like chicken nuggets and potato waffles, which Logan absolutely loved. So
Yeah, our kids love chicken nuggets. They could live on them. I'm fairly certain. So ours is similar as in with Alex there, and I'm sure Jake. We have ham as well. It's actually that's like our holiday. Like everybody in our family has a holiday. And so Easter is our holiday, so everybody comes to our house. And so I make ham. My wife makes this thing. It's oftentimes called corn casserole, except it's a lot of times I hate to call it that because sometimes I've had corn casserole and I've thought it would be like Becca's, but it's very like soup, almost soupy. But Becca's is very like cakey. Like actually, our son calls it corn cake, and so it has like a cake texture. But it's anyways. I love it. It's like the favorite thing, and so it's also called scalloped corn. Sometimes I don't know. It's depending on where you're at. We in my house call it corn cake, and I absolutely love it. So that's like one of my favorite dishes when it comes to Easter. That's not
so like just very quick. How old are you guys? Like how old are you, Jake and Alex?
Oh, I'm 23.
I'm 17. So
wow.
Yeah.
We're pretty much all in the same age range, Sean. We don't need to talk about anything. just a couple of years apart. Don't worry about it.
My eldest is 3 years younger than Alex.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Jake, what Jake just said, let me decipher the word. What Jake just said was, "You're old."
Dude. I know. And here we are still all like talking Nintendo and
great stuff. Nintendo brings us together,
That's right. Yep.
So I know this might be a very big question, and you'll probably get this from people that are my age and a bit older.
Oh my God, you're not going to be like, what are you going to do when you grow up?
No, it's like, what do you guys want to have kids? Is it something that you're planning on as you get older?
Oh, wow, you went deeper than I was going. Okay, all right.
Well, some people do. It's good to,
Absolutely. Trying to have two and adopt one.
Oh, that's very specific.
Yeah.
I already got it planned out.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it as planned out as Jake over there, but yeah, I do eventually.
Alex wants 17. To have 1.5 and adopt one.
So no, I did say I grew up. By the time I was leaving school, I was like, right, I've got my job lined up. I'm going to do this. I've got an apprenticeship. I'll get to this point. I'm going to get to this age, and I want to be like, I want to have kids. I want to have a boy. I want to have a girl. So yeah, I was kind of like, I was planning from quite an early age about what I wanted. So that's why I thought I'd ask. So
I actually, to be honest, since we're on the topic, I actually didn't think I wanted to adopt. I didn't want to actually have kids of my own when I was younger. That was always my plan. That obviously changed. And now I have two and I haven't adopted, but it is something that Beck and I have tossed back and forth as a possibility maybe at some point. But yeah, when I don't know if it was high school, but when I thought about it, that's what I always thought. I would just adopt kids.
Yeah. I said I got the boy and the girl thing. Unfortunately, my youngest daughter, Emily, was with somebody else before I met my wife. And then Jaya, who's my eldest, is my stepdaughter. So it's kind of like I've got two girls and a boy now. So yeah, I can see Alex's face is trying to figure out that family tree. It's really confusing. Don't do it.
Figure me right out.
So the modern day families are really mixed up compared to what they were when. So
still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So
to be honest, this is my theory on this. Families were always screwed up. It's just we're more open about now how my grandmother, that's a whole thing. Trust me. Like she just hid where her one of my aunts who her actual father is. Now we're just a little bit more open about how all things fall out.
So my wife was married previous to me. So Jaya, her and her ex-husband had Jaya when she was like 19, 20. They separated. Jaya was like 5 or 6, so they separated a while ago. And then I met Lindsay like nearly 6 years ago. By that point, I'd already had a little girl with somebody else. That relationship didn't work out, unfortunately. But I say unfortunately, if it didn't work out, I wouldn't have met Lindsay. So yeah. But yeah, that didn't go very well. So we separated, and then I met Lindsay, and then me and Lindsay have had a little boy together. So it's kind of like,
oh, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Like the kids all absolutely love each other. Jaya she's turned into that teenage monster that lives in a bedroom, but the other two like 8 and 3, and they get on like a house on fire. So yeah, it kind of helps out a lot because Emily's with us at the moment, and like she kind of just her and Logan go and play outside, or they'll play together. So that's kind of made looking after Lindsay a hell of a lot easier because I don't have to try and entertain a 3-year-old and help Lindsay. So. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's funny we got on this topic because when I first listened to your guys' podcast, was your first system the N64? Is that correct?
Yeah, that was the first one that we like hardcore gamed with.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Which is funny because the moment you guys were like first system N64, and I thought, oh my God, I'm so much older than them. That means, and I thought, and I literally like made a mental note, like, okay, we're just gonna like not talk about the fact that this is how it is because I don't want it. But then Sean just like dives right in the deep end.
Yeah, how old are you?
Oh, I am. I will be 39 this year.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I'm 35 this year. So
yeah, I'm
a touch older than me.
Yeah, I'm the grandpa.
Well, so get this. If you add my age to my younger brother's age, we're basically a Nicholas.
Yeah,
that's it.
There you go. There you go. Thanks, guys. You're the best. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the end.
It's not an age. It's experience.
You can find Alex and Jake on the Nintendo. Don't worry, at Nintendo. That's where you find them. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. See, our last time on here was nice. So,
what do you got, Sean? What's next on this dad corner?
That's covered quite a bit. That was good.
That squirrel, but it was good. I liked it. Do we? Do you guys steal? Do you steal your kids' candy? I mean, that's a fair question. I think we need to go there.
I definitely
talk about that. Do you steal your kids' Easter candy?
Yes, definitely. As I was rushing around yesterday, completely didn't realize I hadn't had anything to eat, and Emily had brought down like her little tiny box with 3 Cadbury's caramel eggs, and she's like, "Can I have one of these?" I was like, "Oh yeah, because she can open it up," and she opened it. She walked off with one in her mouth, and I kind of like walked past, and I was like, "Yoink, that's mine now." So yeah, I owe her a Cadbury's caramel egg, but I don't really need to owe her anything because that's her pile there, so she can.
Holy crud! Wow, there's a lot of chocolate there, folks. For those that are listening, there's a lot of chocolate there.
That's Logan's little pile over there. So.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we've talked about this. It's coined the dad tax, and it's real, and it's deserved, and it just lives. So, do your guys' parents steal any of when you were younger? Any of your candy? You wouldn't know. We try to hide it.
Yeah, we do. Definitely.
Probably.
Yeah, see, you wouldn't know. We try to hide it. We're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I don't know. I know my brothers used to steal my candy, but I actually have an older brother who's, I don't even know his age.
25.
25. And he used to steal my candy all the time. Literally all the time, and you name anything, and he probably stole it before. So,
I remember I hid my candy when I was really younger because I didn't want him to steal it, and he still found a way to steal my hidden candy. Like he just knew.
Yeah, no, one time I had my room and I was about like 10 or something, right? And it was like really messy. I don't want to clean my room. And so there was a treacherous way leading all the way up to the back of the room, right? If you can picture that, the back of the room. And then you go behind the bookcase, which already has a bunch of stuff behind it. And then there's an Easter basket. And there was my one like Cadbury egg. I think you're talking about like those caramel eggs. And I had those like 2 in there that I wanted, and they were gone. I went outside for 30 minutes and they're gone. I remember that so clearly. I don't know why. It was a blue Easter basket, different color shading on the outside. I remember it perfectly.
See, that's just theft, though. Like the dad tax is like taking your percentage of the candy. Like you take the last one. I couldn't take the last one of anything my kid had. I'd feel really bad. Like if there's like one egg, I'm not gonna be like, "That's mine, dad tax." That's just brother theft. But that's
exactly. I was gonna say that brother theft.
Brother theft and dad tax.
There's dad tax, and then there's just brother theft.
I accept it, I guess.
Yeah,
I can't get around it.
But no, I get it's Easter just marks is like Easter needs to be later in the year. Like I know there's a whole religious reasons behind it.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna say talk to Jesus, but I don't know if you talk to Jesus or you talk to the Romans. I don't know who. The religious leaders. I don't know who you got to talk to.
But like you kind of you get to the end of like the Christmas chocolate and the Christmas sweets, and then Easter starts, and then it's like a whole entire realm of chocolate and sweets again. And then literally by the time I can guarantee you by the time this Easter chocolate is eaten, it'll be Halloween. So like that then just starts all over again, that all the Halloween candy comes in until Christmas. And it's like, it's crazy. Like
like the car dealerships, they're like, okay, we're having this sale now that the St. Patrick's sale's over, a new Easter sale.
Yeah.
So it always goes on.
Okay, but listen, I mean, there is a crud ton of pile of candy that you showed us, but if that makes it to October, I will be shocked.
It'll get close enough. It'll get there because
you think you're a house with better willpower than mine. I can tell you that.
Well, I'll end up putting it in the garage because obviously the garage is like a joint part of the house, so it's pretty cold. So it tends to keep things pretty well in there. So I give it another couple of days and it'll move to the garage, and then it'll be like the only time we'll get any of it is when we remember that it's in there or the kids ask about it. So then we forget about it, apart from me, because I go in the garage a lot. So like I'll just walk past and be like, I'll have a little bit of that egg, I'll have a little bit of that.
That's what I was gonna say. I would just be in there like, oh, just like kids aren't eating it, I guess I gotta finish it. Like
I walk past all my weights and stuff for like working out, and I'll just eat the chocolate as I go to the beer fridge to get a beer.
Productive.
Yeah, that's why Sean gets like the grade A candy. Like Lindsay's like, why are you buying all the good candy? Like, listen, I'm gonna eat at least 50% of this in the garage, so I'm gonna get the stuff that I know I want.
Cool. So let's head over to the bulletin board and see if anybody from our community has left any questions. So guys, welcome to the Visual Bulletin Board. As always, we want to thank the Patreon members of the Nintendo Dads for hanging out with us on Discord. That's usually where we get most of our questions from. Sometimes people hit us up on Twitter. So you are seriously one of the best communities on the internet, and we all love you for that. And if you're listening to this and you'd like to chat with us, plus a whole other bunch of Animal Crossing fans, Nintendo fans, non-Nintendo fans, there's such a broad spectrum of people to talk to on there. You can do all that for as little as $1 a month over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. So the first question that comes to us is from Tim. And as I was just saying in between the segments there, that I think Tim definitely did some research as to who we were having on, because this question suits you guys so well. So I think it's a bit of a three-part question. The first one from Tim is, if you guys are talking Nintendo collectibles, what collectible did you have and regret losing, and why? Tim goes to say that his is the Steelbook Metroid Prime trilogy for the Wii, that he sold it back in the day and put it towards another system. But I'm assuming that he probably regrets doing that if he bought the Wii U. So, what is anything? I'm not much of a collector, so I haven't got anything that I'd say I'd regret losing, because most of mine I tend to like, especially if I've got it physical, because Switch games seem to hold their money really well for trading in game stores and stuff like that. So, is there anything that you guys have lost or sold that?
Absolutely. So, growing up, like, I actually didn't get into collecting like hardcore until like a year or two ago. So growing up, whenever I got like a Game Boy game or a Game Boy Advance game, like, you know how the game case that it came in was like cardboard or just like a little box. I was like, don't need that. Don't need the manual. I always just threw them out. But now, like, if you're a collector, a Game Boy Advance like case with the manual just makes the value of the game so much more. So every single Pokemon game that I got, I really wish I didn't throw away the manual in the case for, like, any Game Boy Advance game. But the one that comes to mind for like my biggest loss is definitely Pokemon Emerald. Like, that was definitely my favorite Pokemon game, and throwing away the box and the manual for that, and then just keeping the game and eventually selling the game to get the next, that was a bad move as a young kid, but you learn.
Yeah, I think mine's kind of straight up the right alley that Jake said. Sorry, not put the words together there. But along the same lines, Pokemon Heart Gold, I have it back now. Jake actually got it for me for my most recent birthday. Pokemon Heart Gold, I had the Pokewalker. I still have the Pokewalker, but I sold the actual physical game. And I don't know whether it was that special. There's a special edition with the Pokewalker in the game, which sells for like almost $300 now. So definitely regret doing that. And like Jake said, just all the games. I know I had some really cool games for like the 64 and Nintendo 64, like Pokemon Stadium. I've sold so many games for the Wii, but like one of my favorite all-time games for the Wii, this might sound weird, but is Super Mario Sluggers. Obviously I can easily buy that back, but be nice to have right now. But yeah, just along the lines of selling games, not keeping manuals. If we were smarter back then, have a lot of more stuff now. So
you see, I'm absolutely kicking myself now because I had the Pokemon Heart Gold with the special edition that came with the Pokewalker.
Yeah,
I had that when I lived at my old house before I bought this one, and I am pretty certain I left it in that house. Absolutely and I had the box, the manuals. I kept all the cellophane stuff, and I am now like thinking, $300? I think I paid like £40 UK sterling for that, and I'm like,
no. I have an app on the phone. You can track all the things. So I just put in Heart Gold today because I haven't done it yet. So, and I looked at that. Yeah, Pokemon prices all around skyrocketing, really.
Yeah, you'd be so surprised at like how much they changed. Like a couple months ago, I bought Pokemon Platinum, which is like one of the DS games, from my buddy for like $50. And I went to log in some more of my games today because Alex was doing it. So I was like, yo, that's a good idea. Let me just catch up with my collection. Pokemon Platinum Loose, just a little game, is going for like well over $100. So it's just crazy.
You guys, our previous co-host, Dan, I don't know if you've listened to anything of it, but he does the Retro Logic. He's got like a star online now, and he's got a full podcast dedicated to because he's a big collector as well as trying to help other people collect. So he's probably somebody that you'd really want to talk about for hit up and listen to for bits and pieces like that. He's really big into his collections and playing. He does streams of old games and stuff like that. So
that's really cool.
I have mentioned it before. Although I did, after I mentioned it on the dinner table, somebody DM'd me and said, you didn't have the one that was worth all the money. So I had the old track and field NES game with the old A and B running pad. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sure. But anyways, it was worth it is worth a lot of money. But I did to ease my soul. Somebody it was worth $100,000. It sold for. But somebody did DM me and say, no, that the one I had was still worth a lot of money. But there's something rare about like a certain type, the one that sold for all that money, that was different than the one that I described. So that made me feel a bit better. Although he said it would still go for like $2,000 if I had it. So it was just like this little running pad, and do you know what I'm talking about, Sean? Did you ever have that?
I didn't have it, but I know what you mean. Yeah. It's just like the big pavilion.
Yeah, exactly. And you just like, it was A and B. There was red A and B and blue A and B. And I think there were some numbers too, if I remember correctly. And two people could run at the same time, and you would be these little guys on the NES that would like run, and then you'd have to jump to like make your guy jump over hurdles and stuff like that. And you would run by just like running in place, hitting your feet on the A and B buttons on the map. And that's what you did. And I don't really know what I did with it. I think, I don't know, maybe it just fell apart because we used it so much. No clue. But either way, I don't have it. I wish I did.
Yeah. I had an uncle that used to steal like my Nintendo games, especially the NES games, and sell them. Like that's probably one of my
jerk uncle right there.
Yeah, well, he's a nice guy now. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call your uncle a jerk. It just seemed like a real jerk thing to do.
Yeah. So like I think I had there used to be a game for the NES. It was like a minor game. I can't remember the actual, like, it wasn't Dig Dug. It was something else. And I absolutely loved that game as a kid. And that's the one I remember like losing and thinking, where was it? And the last time I had it, I used to take my whole NES system with me wherever I went. So if I went and stopped at my grandma's, I used to take the NES system with me. And yeah. Tim's question, that's quite a lot for Pat, one of Tim's question. He also goes on to say, whether or not it's worth anything or not, what is your favourite collectible and why? And do you have a favourite you don't own? So...
Oh, well, definitely, like I just said it about Heart Gold, because obviously it's a lot of money and it's really cool, and it's my favorite Pokemon game of all time. So, yeah, Heart Gold.
Jake has something at the ready.
Yes, I have something I want to flex out right now. So, Pokemon is definitely like my favorite like genre, and I have Pokemon tattoos. I have a Pikachu tattoo. Pikachu's my favorite dude. I got this. 3DS XL. It's like the Pikachu Special Edition complete. There's like all the manuals and stuff inside, and then this is what it looks like taken out. So it's really cool. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like how they made the camera. They're like part of his, the little pattern on it. Yeah, that's ace.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And that's really beautiful too.
That is real nice.
Yeah.
So, while we're talking about collectibles, I got an email yesterday from Build-A-Bear, the Animal Crossing Build-A-Bear range.
Oh yeah, how did we forget to mention that?
It's releasing today.
Yeah.
Well, today, the 6th of April. I know when people listen to this, it'll not be the 6th of April, but yeah, when you listen to this, they will be available. I've got a virtual queue to join later on at 10 o'clock this morning. I don't know what anything looks like. There's not, even in the email, they didn't like kind of show what was available.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So it's like a big guarded secret. He says as he's now going to the Build-A-Bear website.
Yeah, you're right. How'd you guess? You're so right on. I would like to be part of it, but I don't know. It's gonna be so chaotic. So, but you're telling me I would have had to sign up to be on a queue. Is that what you're telling me?
I signed up to the newsletter, so it just, it kind of came out. But Excuse me.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't have time to look it up now, but yeah, that's. I'm excited for that. I don't know what I would get, to be honest. I feel like I'm on a hype train. I won't lie. Like, there's a part of me that wants to buy like every animal just because I can, or just because I want to. I really can't. I don't have that kind of cash. I'm sure there's more than I could ever possibly afford. But also there's a part of me that's like, what am I going to do with these? Do I really need them? I don't really need them. But I'm probably going to at least buy one because I can.
I told Lindsay about it last night, and she was like, "And what do you do with these bears?" And I was like, "Just I don't know. They're just teddy bears." And she just like rolled her eyes.
Yeah, I bet she did.
as I walked away, she's like, "Nah, never mind."
So I take that back. I'm probably going to get 3 of them because I can't just like my daughter's going to want one, my son's going to want one, and then I'll get one for me. That's probably what's going to happen. That's what I predict. Or I won't get any because I'll go to the Build-A-Bear website and it'll be totally smashed with so many people, which I'm sure will be true.
I'm there. I'm on there now, and there's still no clue as to what they're actually making. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is don't sleep on the Build-A-Bears because I have a Pikachu Build-A-Bear and it's super awesome. You can put like a heartbeat in them, and then he says like Pikachu, and it's really cool. So if they put the same quality into Animal Crossing ones, it's probably going to be worth it, at least to get a couple.
Get Tom Nook to tell you to pay back your loan all the time.
What'd you say, Alex?
Get a Tom Nook to or whatever the head honcho guy is.
Tom
Nook, to tell you to pay back your loan all the time. Tell your remaining loan balance.
Yeah.
Every morning.
That would be that's pretty good. I like it. Sean, do you have a favorite collectible?
My favorite collectible is a little like woolen Yoshi that Lindsay made for me.
I remember you taking a picture of it.
Yeah, she crocheted a full little. It's only about yay big. Like at the same time as Yoshi's Woolly World came out, she kind of just Crafted World. Sorry, she kind of just made this. She just got into crocheting, so she made me a little Yoshi. So that's probably one of my favorite collectibles. Other than that, I've just got a couple of Mario plushies and stuff that like the kids have got that I kind of take special care of and make sure they're not throwing them around too much. But that's about it. I don't have enough room for anything massive to collect other than consoles. So, which I keep a couple of those. I've got the SNES Mini and wow. I'd love to be able to collect things. I look at like people, like there's people in the Discord that post the collections, like Nick's little like. I just don't have any room for stuff like that. So
yeah, and I mean this is nothing compared to like John and Johns, John from Retro Logic and John from Dads After Dark, who have like an entire room of amiibos. I think they have them all as I recall, or close to all of them. If I was gonna say something that's my favorite, and to be honest, or to be fair, I don't collect a lot. I've collected a lot of Animal Crossing stuff. I tried to get most of the amiibos, and I think I have them all, to be honest. But like when I was younger, I just didn't collect. I liked playing the games. I've played them since the NES up, and this wasn't anything to like keep a game. I just didn't see a point in it. And so I never did really do a lot of collecting. When amiibos came out, I was in college and slammed with work and study and all that stuff. And I just didn't really get into it. So I started collecting late, but probably 2 things. One would be the PAX East Isabel pin, like one of the last conventions that happened before the pandemic. They released the Isabel pin. A friend of mine was able to pick that up off of eBay, which was amazing. And then another thing that I just really like I don't think it's worth anything. It's in bad shape, but this was like, I'm a big Donkey Kong Country fan. and I have the Donkey Kong Country player's guide book, and it just has more memories than anything else. It's like, I mean, I thumbed through this thing endless amount of times to help me beat Donkey Kong Country, and I played it a ton with my mom. So those are probably like my two like collectibles at the moment that I absolutely adore.
Nice. I like it. I like the Donkey Kong one a lot.
Thanks.
So final part of Tim's question is an Animal Crossing part. Should Nintendo take Animal Crossing New Horizons cross-platform, so make it available on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC? I'm going to say no, because I like the fact that it's Nintendo only. I think it does really well being Nintendo only. I think opening it up to other people probably allows for too much stuff where people could get in and mess around with it, and mess around with the game and mod it and things like that. So it's probably in Nintendo's best interest not to do that. But yeah, the game's pretty niche, and I think it does really well for being niche. So I don't think so.
I think it should just stay in the Nintendo category. I mean, like right now it brings Nintendo gamers together, so I don't think it needs to really go to those other platforms. I think it should just stay on there, stay where it is, stay branded just to Nintendo. And I don't know, people want to play Animal Crossing, they can get a Nintendo Switch. I don't think it needs to go otherwhere.
Here's my take on it, right? Do you guys have a Wii?
Yeah.
All of you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Not at the moment.
Did you guys ever get Call of Duty Black Ops or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for the Wii?
No.
No. Now, that's like the same thing. That's like Call of Duty bringing over their games on like Nintendo. Like, I don't think Nintendo needs to bring over like their games to PlayStation or Xbox. I think it does perfectly fine on Switch. I think if they did, it would probably be the same as like Call of Duty on the Wii, just like kind of overlooked and just odd.
Yeah, exactly, because it's just going to get overlooked by all the bigger titles. But like if you're looking strictly Nintendo, you're going to see your Pokemon, your Mario, and your Animal Crossing mainly. But if you're looking at Xbox, you're going to see your Call of Duty, you're going to see your Fortnite, you're going to see all that Apex, whatever, Madden, NBA, stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with all that. It kind of breaks my brain to think of Nintendo like just like doling out their IPs to other platforms like Xbox. I can definitely see, like, I mean, Xbox is trying to be more of a service than anything else, and so I could definitely see like an Xbox app on my Switch. And that would be, I think that would be good for them because that would give them more members to their service. And I think that's what they're really going for. But Nintendo, man, I mean, their IP's their baby. Like that. I mean, their hardware's cool and they've hit it out of the park with the Switch for sure. But I can't in my head get past the idea of like them even doing it to think of whether they should, to be honest. like the ramifications, all I can think of is if they give away their IP, they're not going to sell hardware. And I don't know. It's just hard for me to even think about, to be honest. That was a rambly non-answer, but that's all I got. I agree with all y'all. That's what I should have said.
Yeah. So I think yeah. Anyway, I think that Gates is pretty good into his gaming topic. So we've kind of breached into the cross platforms and everything else. So, should we move forward into our gaming topic, Nick?
Yes. I am certainly ready to move on to the gaming topic, Sean, because I am salty. I am not happy. And this isn't like one of those Tim things where he's like, I'm salty, but I'm not really salty because I don't. No, I mean, I talked last podcast about having issues with Squadrons, about the fact that the dialogue prompts wouldn't work, and I had to just drop the game and move on to another game. So I moved on to another game. I moved on to Fallout 4. I was very excited. I went to the community. I said, listen, I've never played a Fallout game. These are the Fallout games on Game Pass. Which one should I play? And people were like, you should play Fallout 4. So I chose Fallout 4. I installed Fallout 4. Guess what happened? I swear. I get out of the vault. And I'm like, no, I am loving this game. Immediately, like, I fell in love with it. The story's cool. The feel of it's cool. The fact that you can pick up, like, everything and throw it in your inventory. Come on. I'm an Animal Crossing guy. I collect everything. I'm in. I'm collecting the most random junk. Like, if I can collect it, it's in my inventory at this point. So I get out of the vault. I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the open, just like what I have seen, which isn't very much, but I'm loving the open world that they have created now that I'm seeing it after the nuclear fallout. And so the first thing I do, I run to my home because I just want to see like what's still there, what's available, and or what's left. And I meet Codsworth, and so I try to talk to him because it says I can, and my guy's like, "Hey." Codsworth just looks at me. So I'm like, okay. So I look around the house, do my stuff, and then I leave. And I realize that my objective beacon is at Codsworth. So I go back to Codsworth and I say, hey, he doesn't do anything. This is the same exact problem I had with Squadrons, where I needed like the dialogue to move me forward in my objective, but like the ship was just flying around me and he wouldn't talk to me. And now I have this freaking robot that I need to tell me something to move me forward, and he won't tell me anything, which makes me feel, and you know what? Now I have to call Microsoft, which reminds me of my 360 era, which was the reason that I never bought an Xbox One, which is the reason that I'm like a hair away from selling this freaking thing to the next guy that'll pay me $299 for it. That's all I gotta say. I'm done.
Okay. I swear I had the same issue with Codsworth when I first played the game. So I don't think it's anything to do with the next gen consoles being an issue. I think it was a bug in the game to start with. I can't remember how I fixed it. I think I deleted the save completely, restart, which is a pain, especially if you've gone through the whole character customizations thing to make your guy look like you. But I think that was the only way around I found it. The only fix I found for it. It's currently downloading to my Series X now, so I'm going to see if I have a similar issue. So I take it you did everything in the vault. The vault door opens, and did you just beeline straight for the house?
Yeah, because I wasn't even paying attention to objectives. I was just like, oh, because I was really into the story. I came from that house. I kind of knew where it was because I had just ran to the vault, and so I was like, I want to see what's left at my house, and I mean, I don't know. It's not spoilers. It's Fallout 4. There's like 2 Fallout since that one. So like, I mean, I had just watched my kid get stolen from my wife. So I was like, I was like, oh, I want to see what's at the house. So I just beeline straight to there. And when I talked to Codsworth, nothing happened. And I have not deleted my save. I'm okay with doing that. But the same thing I said with Squadrons is like, well, if I delete my save, what happens in 10 hours when there's the next NPC that won't talk to me? Like I ain't deleting the save then.
The Codsworth one is it, and I've played this game to death. There's I think maybe 6 different ways to finish the game. There's like 6 different paths you can go down. I won't go into details because obviously but there's like different factions that you can join, and each different faction that you join has a different way of finishing the game, but then you can combine 2 to finish it another way. This was the only glitch that I found that broke the game at the start. So if you are going to delete your save and try again, it'd be the only time that you have to do it. And there becomes a part in the game where I think it even tells you, like, going forward from here, this is the one like you're going to go down one path, you can't go back and do it this way. Mm-hmm. So there'll become a point in the game where you'll have like I had 12 different saves. Wow. So like I had to remember which save was which because then like to play it a different way. So, but yeah, I played this game a lot. I put a lot of hours into that game, and it's amazing. And there's so many fun little bits and pieces to it. But then there's just stuff that you can do that's hilarious. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I cannot express how much I was loving this game. I mean, one, I was like, cool, I can collect a bunch of stuff. Wow, I really like this story. It's like gripped me in the first like 45 minutes. I want to know what's going on. I want to know why. I want to know what they're doing. And then 3, I came across the freaking workbench and I can craft stuff. Come on, you all know how much I love the craft stuff. I mean, I can collect, I can craft, and it's got a story. I mean, I'm sold. Like, just let me play the game. That's all I ask. I don't know. Have you guys ever played Fallout at all? Any of the Fallouts?
I played like some weird thing on the Switch, like Fallout Shelter or something, where you just manage like a shelter.
Oh yeah. That's the mobile game. I was really into that, but not on the Switch. It first came out on cell phone, and so I played it on mobile for a lot. Actually, I had a huge shelter going at one point.
Yeah, I got huge into that too, and then I just stopped playing.
Yeah,
eventually. So.
Yeah, I fell into that
Fallout.
But
I did Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, but I never got into the online one because there's an online one, Fallout 76.
According to everybody on Discord, it's hot trash.
Yeah,
that's a quote. I think that is, at least it was close to that. They called it. So yeah, everybody said, because Fallout 76 is also on Game Pass. And but everybody said play Fallout 4 out of the ones that were available. So that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to the people.
Yeah, it's the best Fallout out of them all. I didn't finish New Vegas. I finished Fallout 3. Fallout 3 was the first one that I played, and it took me ages to realize that you have to watch how much weight you're carrying. Because if you carry too much weight, you can't move.
Wait, does that transfer over to Fallout 4?
Yes.
Okay, I have to keep that in mind because I am literally picking up every single thing that I find.
Yeah, you'll see in your inventory that you'll have like a weight class of so much out of so much. So like it might be 20 out of 40. As soon as you hit 41, if you haven't got a backpack or anything like that, your character will not walk. Just kind of like very slowly. So like. Yeah, be wary of that, especially for certain missions that you don't want to not be able to run.
Fair enough. Yeah. This explains possibly why you can transfer stuff to like every single thing. Like I was playing around the other day and I could transfer stuff into a mailbox. I was like, why? Why would I do that? I want it all in my backpack because you're letting me. But now that makes sense.
Because there's the whole crafting thing of being able to build a town as you build houses and stuff like that. So I ended up building basically a house with just wardrobes in, and then I stored stuff in the wardrobes.
Gotcha.
So
yeah, I even played around with the crafting a little bit since I couldn't talk to Codsworth. I made a metal wall and accidentally crafted it onto a roof. Didn't mean to do that, but I was interested to like use that mechanic and see what they did with it and why it was in the game. But I never got there.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get that sorted and you'll be able to carry on because you'll put a lot of hours into that game. So
I would love to.
Upcoming releases that are coming out soon. I'm going to throw this one straight out at the Pokemon fans, Jake and Alex. Are you guys getting Pokemon Snap?
Absolutely. Hands down.
Yes.
100%.
I would, but I don't have the money to, so it's a no for me for now.
For now. I pre-ordered it already. So they're waiting. So I played the Pokemon Snap on the 64 to death. Like, I even went to the point where I went out and bought a 64 recently. I think like in the last 18 months. I went and bought a 64 and Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, Mario 64, and Ocarina of Time, just to like play old school games. I think like £200 in total it cost me for all that.
That's some good games, though.
Well, the ones for me that I was like, because I grew up with the NES, the SNES, and then the 64 was the one where like I got to grips with games, so like I knew what I was doing, and I knew, and like we'd play as a family, so like me and my dad would play and we'd do stuff. So like the 64 was a benchmark console for me. Is like that's when I got right into playing video games. So but yeah, I played Pokemon Snap like endlessly, chasing all the different variations of Pokemon that you could take pictures of. So like reading in magazines like, oh yeah, you've got to throw fruit at this Pokemon at this point and take a picture of this Pokemon after you've thrown a fruit at him to then drop something in the water at this point to again get this colored Gyarados and stuff like that. So like there was loads of combinations of stuff you could do to like get a red Gyarados rather than a blue Gyarados and take pictures of them. So I'm hoping that they've got something similar in this one, that there's like different variations and different things that you can do to trigger different things in the game.
I really hope they don't Paper Mario it. Like the first two installments in Paper Mario were like so great. Even the third one was pretty good, but then it just like it dropped so bad. Like Pokemon Snap, the original, great game. I just hope they don't like go and ruin it. They don't really have to make too many changes, I feel. They just gotta stick to the formula. We liked what we liked.
Yeah, I think Niantic are really good with that though. So they know what kind of game they need to make. So I mean, like when they did Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, they did really well at bringing the nostalgia side of the like yellow red to that, and they didn't ruin it too much. There was a lot of things they could have done with those games.
I actually really enjoyed the Let's Go. That was fun. I beat that like when it first came out. Very fun.
So I beat it. I've still got it. I got as far as the Victory Road, which is as far as I ever got playing those games as a kid, and then stopped.
I have a habit of kind of just getting to the end too and then just not finishing it. Because I was playing through Pokemon Ruby like the last couple of weeks, and I got through Victory Road, and then when I got to the Elite Four, I was like, nah, it's okay. Don't gotta beat it.
That's the point where I'm at. If I loaded it up now, I can imagine I'm literally about to start the last four, and it becomes then I have to grind too much. So
yeah, that's the same thing with where I'm at with Ruby.
See, being a guy that just jumped into Pokemon with like Let's Go Pikachu, and then I got Sword and Shield. Well, I got Sword. I didn't get Sword and Shield. It's funny to hear you guys say that, and I mean, but it tracks with everything I've heard. It's just so crazy because I enjoyed Sword. It was fun, but it was very easy. Like, I mean, I didn't like to get to the final four. It was like, all right, I'm in the final four and I've beat it, and okay, and we're done. And I think there was one battle where I had to reload like 2 or 3 times, but I mean, that's what I've heard from everybody is that like the older games were much more difficult to actually like to finish and do the Victory Road and all that stuff. So
you definitely got to grind a ton more. They don't have experience share all. I'm pretty sure in Sword and Shield, like all of your Pokemon that's in your party get experience once you beat one Pokemon. For the older games, it's just the one Pokemon that you have out in battle. And then they also have like experience share where one Pokemon can hold it, and it'll be the Pokemon out in battle that gets the experience points, and the Pokemon holding experience points share. So
gotcha.
Only like 2 Pokemon would get it. So definitely you're going to grind more. Yeah,
that would make a huge difference. And it would make you have to think about who you're using more too. I mean, I just used my starter guy. I chose I can only think of his final Cinderace. I can't think of his starter name, but I chose the fire type starter, and I don't know. I just basically used him throughout most of the game, and I mean, unless I had a Pokemon who he was weak to, I usually was fine. So that's like the thing. That would change how you could do it. You couldn't just keep one Pokemon out the whole time because you'd have a really unbalanced team at that point. It'd be cool if they in the next one, and I know it seems like they're really changing it up from this direct that they had recently. Mm-hmm. But it'd be cool if they gave if they made that share all a beginner mode or something like that.
Yeah, an option. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because the story's okay, but the difficulty being as easy as it is really kind of makes it. I'd rather grind a little bit more and have to think about who I'm going to throw out there. That would make it more fun to me.
I think Sword and Shield also didn't it tell you which moves were super effective in the battle scene? Yeah. I don't like that. Part of feeling good about winning Pokemon battles was oh yeah, I knew fire was really good against grass, so I used my fire guy, or I knew ground was super effective against fire, so I used earthquake on that guy. But when it just tells you, it takes all the strategy away and all the good feelings you get from just knowing.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And that's another thing. I mean, being a dad, I think it would be cool if that was in the beginner mode or something, to where they gave that to you if you wanted it. And if you didn't, because my son, I mean, you're totally right. My son at 6 was able to play that game fine. He couldn't read very much, but he was able to identify at that point, okay, I know that long, super effective word, that's the one, I don't know what it means and I might not be able to read it, but I can identify it as the one that means I'm going to do really good. And that's what he would do every time.
Yeah. Emily got Let's Go Eevee. She didn't go for Sword and Shield, and she spent a lot of time and asked a lot of questions of, what Pokemon do I need to beat this one? She's like, I came across a water gym, and my Pikachu seems to just be getting mullered by the water ones all the time. She's like, what can I do? So you're gonna have to go back. You're gonna have to find some different Pokemon and use different ones, and you have to think about it. So what's really what example did I ever give her? I said to her, if you were water, what can't you break? And she spent ages and ages thinking. She was like, rocks. Water doesn't break rocks really well. So okay, so have you got any rock type Pokemon? She was like, yeah, I've got something. Right, use those because they're going to be a little bit stronger than your fire type or your grass type. So use it, and that's when she started then linking. So different types do different things. So yeah, she got just kicking the crap out my table. She started to learn then the different types of Pokemon do different things. So, which was good to see because then she felt good that she had an understanding and a strategy then. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah. As for any other games, I'm still really excited for Fall Guys to come to the Switch.
I looked that up. Summer 2021. So we don't entirely know. That could be soon or not so soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
I just think it's the PlayStation game that I wish I'd have kept my PS4 to play. But yeah, I want to get my hands on that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Would recommend. Fall Guys is great. I have one win on that game, and I felt so awesome when I won.
Yeah, I always lose on Hexagon, so
it's just it's Takeshi's. It's a game version of Takeshi's Castle. That's all I can. I don't know if you guys know what Takeshi's Castle is, but
no. Nah, you're on some 35-year-old stuff. I don't
know. I missed it. I missed it too. Apparently.
No, it was. Just used to be something that was on UK Sky TV. It was just absolute rubbish, basically.
We call what is it? What's the game in what's the game? I think I kind of know what you're talking about. It's not Wild World, but what was it? What was it called? Where there's the things that knock the contestants off of the platform.
Wow. Is that?
It's not in my head.
I think
so was it something like that where you like they had to walk on platforms and they could get knocked off or
basically it looks like Fall Guys, but in real life.
It's whatever we called it, and I can't Wipeout. Wipeout is what we called it. And it was that same kind of thing where it would be like 6 people go through these obstacle courses and they get knocked off one at a time.
Honestly, go on YouTube when we're finished tomorrow when you guys wake up and like search for Takeshi's Castle. It's hilarious. It starts out like Fall Guys where there's like 100 contestants and like they all charge into this course and all fall off. If you fall off, that's it, you're eliminated. And it eventually grinds down to like the last 10 people, and then it gets really funny. And the last 10 people, they'll drive around in these little buggies with water pistols, and they've got to try and hit this little paper disc on other people's carts and like put a hole in this paper disc. And once you've done that, like you win. So it's like last person standing. But it's literally like real life Fall Guys. And I used to love watching that as a kid. It was just the rubbish TV that was on when there was nothing else on, sort of thing. And it was so funny to watch. But that's like, as soon as I saw Fall Guys, I was like, that's amazing. That's exactly what I want to play.
Yeah. That I'm excited for that. I'm also excited for Mario Golf coming out June 25th. So
yeah, me too. I love sports games with a story. So
yeah, I'm real happy about the RPG kind of story mode. Real happy. I'm really excited to see that Super Mario Rush mode or Super Rush mode or whatever it is, like fast golf. I think that could be fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm hoping they knock this one out of the park. Did a hole in one to kind of sync up the sports analogy.
So what is your favorite game in your library at the moment? I mean, I know we're primarily an Animal Crossing podcast, so we talk about that quite a bit, but have you got something at the moment that you keep going back to that you really enjoy?
Jake and Alex, I'll let you guys go first.
Oh,
anything?
You go first.
Minecraft. I mean, I'll always end up going back to Minecraft every once in a while. Yeah, I've probably sunk the amount of time. Actually, no, I don't even want to compare how much you play Animal Crossing to the amount I play Minecraft. That's but
I know Nick's current hours. I always keep an eye on Nick's current hours. Oh my gosh,
it's so ridiculous.
Well, I have put a lot of hours into Minecraft, especially like when I was back in like high school and stuff.
I always keep.
So Nick's at 1,250 hours of Animal Crossing.
You're just Jake either froze or he just like is beyond belief.
Yeah, so 50.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
4 days.
Wait.
Oh my gosh, come on. Okay, so my favorite game outside of Animal Crossing would be well, I guess right now it'd be Story of Seasons. I'm really enjoying that game. And that's probably would be my favorite game at the moment.
Yeah. I have 225 hours on Animal Crossing. So
well done, sir. Well done.
I'll tell you mine. Hold up. I probably have like 60, 40.
I can tell you for you.
Yeah, you might want to do that. I don't know how to check.
What do you got? What's yours, Sean? What's your favorite game?
Well, we all know I had my Warzone a lot, but my go-to game, which when I came off Warzone last night, I just played something for like 15, 20 minutes to calm down, is I'm still like my skater simulators. So Skater XL is the one I'm into at the moment. So I literally just played half an hour of that, just cruise around like the street. Like they've brought out mod maps now, so people can create their own maps and upload them. I just played like 20 minutes of that, just like cruising around and doing little tricks here and there, finding little lines. Yeah, I mean, I used to skate as a kid, but that's my go-to. It's kind of like what I used to be able to do but can't do now because I'm too old and break far too easy, too fragile in my old age.
So I came on an Animal Crossing podcast with 40 hours or more of Animal Crossing.
That is fine, sir.
Just so you guys know.
I mean, I got 225, so it's fine.
That's right.
I'm not much.
Your brother picked up your slack.
I'm only in the 300s. I think.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, you look that up. We got a couple things going on. Sean and I are going to start to play Xbox. If I don't sell my Xbox before then, we are going to start playing live Xbox plays. We're going to find a game, and Sean and I are going to play together, and we're going to start posting it to our Dad Crossing stream. It's going to be some new content. We're going to throw out there for you guys. We're just going to have some fun. And if you want to join in and see what it's all about and kind of watch us and chat with us while we're doing it, that would be great. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dad Crossing. There's not a lot out there right now, but we're going to change that pretty soon. And finally, we're excited to tell you that we have Seth from the All In podcast coming this next podcast. We're excited to have him on. I guested on their show, or did a little bit on their show about the 1 year anniversary. So we're excited to have him come on here and chat about some Animal Crossing. But before Sean wraps us up, do you guys want to shout out your where people can find you and what you guys are doing one last time?
All you, bro.
All right. Well, I can obviously our joint podcast can be found at Nintenbros on Spotify. Right now, we don't really have a YouTube channel. In the future, though. Also, Nintenbros 93 on Instagram and Nintenbros 6. Still trying to get all those like Nintenbros just plain tags. So we're messaging people. We're working on it.
Awesome.
So yeah, on all those platforms, and just on a Ship 03 for me personally, Alex, on literally everything else, YouTube, Instagram mainly. I post a lot of content. So
awesome.
I just want to plug my personal Instagram at onaboat97. I'm a huge collector, and every day I try to post just like something cool in my collection with a little snippet. So
cool.
Nice. I do have to ask, what's the reference to on a ship and on a boat? I feel like with you being brothers, that there's definitely a story behind that. Okay,
so like back when I first got my Xbox name, I was like wondering what my gamer tag should be, and like On a Boat was my favorite song by like Lonely Island. So
I was hoping it was the Lonely Island.
So I named myself On a Boat, and then 97 was just the year I was born, so I got 97 that way. And then I don't know, it was just I was like, Alex, be on a ship, because I'm on a boat, so it'd be funny. And then I wanted other people to be like on a plane or like on a train, but that never really took off. So just on a ship.
Okay, I thought I didn't know which one of you would have the reference by it. I assumed there was a Lonely Island reference. So
absolutely, that was favorite song when I was like 13 when I made Xbox.
I was Like a Boss. Like a Boss was like, I referenced that so much.
Funny.
Especially at work, like it was out like Lonely Island. I was doing my apprenticeship, so I was like 18, 19, finishing my apprenticeship nearly. When it's like whenever I used to like walk into the workshop and stuff and be like, I'd passed a certain part of like my MVQ or something, I used to stand there like a boss. Yeah. Anyway,
I would have named myself something like that if Jake didn't tell me to do on the ship. So.
So Nick's probably sat there thinking, who's Lonely Island?
I'm a little lost, but that's okay. You guys enjoy the moment.
If you like Brooklyn, if you watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Nick?
Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes.
Do you know the main character? I can't remember his name now. Biggish nose, white complexion. Like always, like jokingly cries and stuff like that. Like, he's one of the.
I see him.
Yeah, he's one of the lead singers from Lonely Island. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool. So I shall roll us out and let you guys get some sleep. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I've got like half an hour before the kids wake up. So
play Warzone.
That's true. I might do that. That's a good point.
So,
give it a
whirl. Might be a hidden gem. You might like it.
Cool. So, Dad Crossing is part of the Nintendo family of podcasts. You can find new Nintendo Dad content wherever podcasts are found. If you have any questions, comments, you can reach out to us on Twitter or Instagram. Everything is at @NDanCrossing. We want to give the Nintendo Dads a huge thanks, as always, for allowing us to carry on this craziness. It's been over a year, and they haven't stopped us yet, so we must be doing something right. For myself, Nick, and our special guests, Alex and Jake, we all hope your island is sunny and your villages are happy. See you later, guys.
Adios.
Bye.
Now we'll go back.